I'm Shawna Karrasch, and I'm here with a training tip for today. One of the things I wanted to bring to mind today is to get you to think about your horse's attitude when you're teaching him to do something new. I think it is the most important fundamental thing that I work on before everything else. And I guess as I see it, I look at it in every single behavior I do. I want things to be done with, depending on the behavior, some things I want to be nice and relaxed and calm, and some things I want to be energetic and done with a little energy. While I'm looking at my big goal, I'm going to pay attention to the attitude that I get throughout the path. When we were at SeaWorld, it was really, really important that everything we did with the animals was focusing that they had a good attitude about it. You can accidentally get a bad attitude to be part of your training program if you're not paying attention to these things. So what I look for, I always look for, and when I'm watching any trainer with any horse or any situation, I really tend to look for how the animal is responding. Does the horse look calm, relaxed? Does it seem clear to the horse? Does he look like he's comfortable with what he's doing and where he's going and how it's going along? I think it's really important that we pay attention to those things along the way. The more our horse likes, enjoys, and understands what we're asking and the jobs that we're asking them to do, even though we're going to have a lot of work in there sometimes. I'm not saying that they're always going to love that we go out and just canter for or whatever work things we may be putting them into. But I look for them to pretty much have a good positive attitude throughout that they're pretty comfortable with where they are. And likewise, if I also want to, there's certain behaviors I want to, instead of being calm and relaxed, I want them to be calm but energetic, So kind of keep that in mind through your training process. But if you're with your horse in the cross ties, for example, I'm going to use this, and you're currying and you see your horse has your ears pinned and looking really grumpy, that's not a good time to reinforce your horse. You want to reinforce your horse when he has a good attitude. So as you're using your bridge signal and you're telling him that he's doing a good job, whatever you're training him to do, always keep in mind if he seems kind of that he has a good attitude about it, because you can inadvertently get what we call superstitious behavior, and that attitude can become part of a superstitious behavior where they think that that is part of the criteria or that that's acceptable. So let's say you're working with your horse in the cross ties, you're teaching him to be curried or to accept the girth or something, and you see them getting pissy. Look for them to relax, for those ears to come back up and get a little bit softer, for their eye to soften, for their face and their muscles to relax. Those are things that we want. We want that attitude. Another example is if you're teaching your horse to lift its leg in the cross ties, or just lift its leg. If they lift its leg up and they're just pulling it up higher and higher and higher, that's not necessarily a relaxed attitude, and in fact, he could kick out. If they keep cocking it, they can kick. So what you want to do, while it may go up, you only want to click or bridge and reinforce when you feel them soften and relax. So that's for behaviors that you want relaxed. Now, there may be things like a canter depart. You don't want them sluggish and slow, and in fact, you're going to work on the attitude on the other side. So instead, you want it with a little excitement and a little impulsion, a little forward. So keep in mind as you go, kind of look at the big picture. What do I want this to look like? And what attitude do I want to see as we go through these procedures or go through these performances? So keep that in mind as you go, golly, there's so many I can't even cite, but I always keep in the back of my mind that attitude is the fundamental thing about everything. So always kind of try to bridge and reinforce, click and feed, when you feel like they're in a good attitude that's going to work with the behavior you want to see, the final product you would like to see. All right, well, I hope that helped you out for today, or I hope it gives you something to think about. And my name is Shawna Karrasch, and I would love to see you next time. Till then, enjoy getting your horse on target.